Everybody has seen this movie before, and I have already seen it like 1,000 times, but if I had to review it, and if you don't know, if you haven't seen it, then I'm just basically going to tell you how it is, man. Clerks is a fantastic masterpiece, and you don't need any kind of review to know that, because you can just talk to anybody who can relate to that, who can relate to Kevin Smith, and they can just tell you right off the bat, Clerks is just fantastic. It's been universally accepted, and it's also proven that a student like Kevin Smith, who worked for a, not worked, but did a college thing for 8 months, comes back and he made a movie with like doing like some sort of weird budget stuff, and he made just one of the best movies of all time. And if you don't know what it is, the film starts with Randall. He gets a call from his boss that he has to come into work today. And he's not liking that. It's his day off and shit, and he just wants to sleep in his closet or whatever. I guess he was partying, I don't know. But he goes there, he goes to work, and he's just kind of sitting around and, talking with his girlfriend and shit. And he has a best friend named Randall, who he has to, like, tell people, like, oh, I'm sorry for this guy. Despite it being his best friend, it's his biggest pain in the ass, too. Because Randall, man, as funny as he is, he can be the person who can annoy the fuck out of you. And I think that works best for his character. Jeff Anderson plays a fantastic Randall. Brian O'Halloran plays a fantastic Dante. Kevin Smith couldn't have found better people, and he almost found someone that wouldn't, be the right choice. And the person who was going to play Dante instead played as the guy, the muscle guy, the one who's fucks everybody in the Jay and Silent Bob universe. In the most weirdest ways. If you watch any of the movies afterwards, you hear about him, and holy shit. This man's a fucking maniac and a half, but that's what he turned out to be. This film was a great introduction for Jay and Silent Bob. Jay blew out a blue velvet line, which was kind of awesome to figure out. It's kind of like a fuck this bitch, I'll fuck anything that moves. And it's just straight from Blue Velvet. I thought that was kind of cool. Silent Bob is the coolest in this. I mean, in the other sequels, he's like, very expression, like, just pulls like a bat thing and just shoots and, snug a nooch and all that shit. But in this one, he just looks like he could kick anybody's ass at any time. Mostly due to the fact that he was angry at Jay for not remembering his lines or not wanting to remember them, or, there's too much people and he couldn't act with, like, a lot of people around him. He had to spend a lot of time trying to get Jay Muse to act like Jay Muse at that time and age. But that's how he was when he was, like, socially, talking to somebody. But he can't do it on the camera, in front of the cameras. I don't think anyone could. He thought it was silly to do. Which is understandable, but, it's what you do anyway. So, Dante has this problem with his girl, and there's another girl in the picture, and he wants to meet Caitlin Bree, and she is about to marry an Asian design major, and for some reason, he's just trying to find a way to shindig her back into his life. Meanwhile, his other girlfriend doesn't know shit. And he's trying to ask Randall for advice, and Randall's like, just forget Caitlin. And he's just like, no. And then him and his new girlfriend get into an argument about something about her going down on 37 guys. And they have a big argument. And the funniest line in the whole movie for me is, like, he's like, I'm 37. She walks away, and the customer comes up. Dante goes and vents to him, 37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks. And the guy responds, in a row? Crude humor, but the dialogue is fantastic. The filmmaking is perfect. The direction is amazing. And this is coming from a 23, 24-year-old Kevin Smith. This is fantastic in every single sense of the word. Putting shoe polish to make a sign to let people know you're open is funny. The sign where it's like, if you're about to shoplift, please let us know. That's funny. And the whole entire Star Wars spiel about about the workers and, roofers and all that, which, like, Yeah, all those fucking roofers got destroyed, but I guess they knew what they were in for. They were building the Death Star, and you know, it's the fucking Death Star, and they're getting paid a lot of money for that one, I guess. And I guess that's why a lot of them just hop onto it. And whoever was redoing the Death Star, when Lando Calrissian blew it up, they all fucking died. And it's kind of a tragedy, really. But at the same time, I guess it was their fate. I don't know. See? It's stuff like that. It's just so interesting that you just want to talk about it. The milkmaid was played by Grace Smith, Kevin's mom. His sister was some person who come into the store and admitted that she masturbates animals for science. And there's just a creepy old guy, and he just kind of he wanted to do like a New York, they're in New Jersey, like a Jewish accent just to make it funnier, I guess, like Mel Brooks stuff. And he does something very Mel Brooks, and he's like, there's a guy, remember so and so, and you know, he did. There was something that happened, and you know, it wasn't that great. He got fired, or I forget. And he's like, things happened, and Dante's like, what? He got fired or something? He's like, no, he got hit by a bus. Very Mel Brooks. It's funnier if you watch the film. This film is very relatable to anybody who's worked in retail. I've worked in retail, and holy shit, the barrage of customers you would get. I mean, there's a lot of nice ones. There's a lot of regular ones. I don't know how it was in 1994, but, or 1993, 1992, 91, 90. But I did get a lot of drug people, like drugged up people. And I would talk about that in another video, but I will share one. There's this dude who came in, and, you know, I'm a fast bagger. I was, like, doing stuff fast, and, you know, and he comes in, he's like, you know, that's very good, you know? You're pretty fast. You ever tried HTP-C? I'm like, no, I don't know what that is. There's two old people behind him in line. He's like, well, he shows me his arm, and there's a bunch of fucking, like, holes and dots and, like, needle holes and whatnot, and he's just, like, showing me the shit, and I'm like, I don't know how to respond to this. He's like, you know you want some? And I'm like, yeah, I don't do that. He's like, oh. So he quietly pays for his stuff. He's like, if you need anything, I'm like, no, thank you. And he grabs it, and then he walks. But I think he just fucking ran after that. And then the people behind him were just like looking at me like, you do this? I'm like, no, I don't fucking do this. I didn't cuss, but you know, there's a lot of things I could tell you about retail, but never any stupid questions like it did, like Clerks presented. The people with stupid questions. Ice hockey on the roof because he's stuck in his job and they got to play it somewhere. They steal all the Gatorade, and you know Dante, the shoe polish smelling motherfucker, and you know Scott Mosier yelling at Scott Mosier. There's a good trick where he's like clean shaved and he plays someone named William Black. Yeah, Willem Black, and he's just basically a mirror image of like the original character of William Black that he made for a movie he did. But in this character in Clerks, he is rock dumb. He's either smoked till his fucking mind went numb and stuff like that's the reason why I don't do any of that, nor drink. I don't enjoy drinking. I'll do it on occasion, but it's not good. I don't see what the tasting it is, and every time I do get a little buzzed, I don't know, I just get, I'm like a paranoid I'm like, not schizophrenic, I'm like a paranoid, like, depressed guy. It's not fun. But, he likes what people call snowballing. Which is basically, after finishing, he likes it spit back into his mouth. And he was one of the 37. I don't know about that, man. The only snowballs I'd eat is the one you buy at the fucking store. Or probably throwing it. So anyway, I'm getting off track. So Dante's having a problem. He wants Caitlin, but there's this whole situation of him not being there today, and everything has to happen on this day. everything, fucking everything that it could ever happen bad happens. His Caitlyn, oh man, I'm not gonna spoil much, but the dude, the old Jewish acting dude, asked for a porno magazine, like after, like, you know, back and forth with Dante, and Kevin Smith didn't realize why that shot was needed, but it got funny as soon as he left. He just kept coming up. He's like, "Excuse me, Sonny, do you have any extra soft toilet paper?" He's like, "Yeah, it's in the back." He's like, "I hate that one place." So if he goes back, comes back, "Hey, you don't happen to have something else, do you?" And he's like, "Over there." He comes back, "You have anything to read?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Porno?" He's like, "No." And, you know, he gets his little porno, and Dante's like, "What the fuck?" And, you know, he's already, you know, guessing in his mind. And you see a hand come back. You think it's the old guy, but it's really Randall grabbing a Slim Jim. And that's kind of funny, because you could imagine it being the old man again. And, of course, Randall can't keep his fucking mouth shut in this. But he's awesome. I love that little dance he does when he gets into the thing. And he is I think Kevin Smith characters are the most intelligent slackers of all the time. Dante and Randall, and just about anybody else in that movie, talks with such fast and wit intellect that it's almost unnatural, but it is. It's natural acting. It's natural writing, but everyone's almost intelligent in this. And, you know, I love it when the customers get pissed off. This movie is a blast, and I recommend it to anybody who loves a good fucking laugh, man. There's going to be a Jay and Silent Bob reboot coming. I cannot wait for that shit. It's been, what, 13 years? No, 15 years since Clerks 2? Damn, gotta get that shit working fast, man. Unfortunately, Kevin Smith had his heart attack, and he did that stand-up, which was excellent, by the way. And, you know, things are what they are, and we're getting a new Jay and Silent Bob movie, so that's awesome. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Go watch Clerks if you haven't. It's a must-watch. You have to watch it. It's just the law of movies, man. Alright, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.